Welcome, rally fans. Joy Club Time here, and we got a Group B card to review. At least it's not an Audi Quattro. That is not accurate. Yeah, we got an actually accurate Group B card in the diecast line. That, well, at least for Hot Wheels or Mattel standards, this is one of my favorite Group C cars ever. That is of the MG Metro 6R4, which had a Frankenstein of two different engines, which will explain to you in several minutes here. But this is a hype set for me because this is a very correct Group B car, unlike the Audi Quattro, which I just mentioned. Because the Quattro had a body kit for whatever reason that had a body kit, and that took me off from buying it until they eventually corrected. So the MG Metro 6R4 here is a pretty good representation of a Group B car during that period. There's a Easter egg behind this car which I'll explain to you as well. But it comes with the rally hauler, which isn't too far from what the service car actually looks like, which I'll also explain to you in a moment here. But yeah, this is kind of like a kind of accurate set, if you ask me. But before we get to the accuracies, let's get to the packaging. Of course, it is the generic Hot Wheels Teen Transport Wester. So we got the name tags underneath the huge plastic shell. You got the renders of the cars. Of course, the route holder, the 6R4, and the background looks like it is in. I can't tell what this track actually is. It doesn't look like any other pre-existing track. Or I think this isn't Scuba. This is like Alton. Looks like Alton Park, but that that doesn't even look like Alton Park, or at least in the corner here. This kind of looks like a mismatch of Scuba and Alton Park, because that corner looks like Alton Park, but the environment in here doesn't even remotely look like Alton Park at all. Okay, so okay here. Alright, as we get to the back of the packaging, it is the exact same design for literally any Teen Transport release. So this will be wave 4 of the 2023 line. You got the Mercedes with the Fleet Street, and a very unique casting indeed, the Hot Wheels classic hydroplane, and with it, the Speed Race. I was able to get this from a secondhand store for at least 100 pesos, which is equivalent to 20. Yeah, I think this might be 20 US dollars. I might be wrong though, but I couldn't pass it up because this is one of my favorite sets that represents an actual car. And yes, this is based off of an actual car, which I'll explain to you. They usually retail for 1,200 Philippine pesos, which is slightly more than 100 pesos. That should be 23 US dollars. That should be 23 US dollars. I couldn't pass it up because this is one of my favorite team transport sets. Anyways, as we get to the car, I'll reveal the Easter egg to all of you guys. This is actually based on of a real car, and that car in particular is the DDA Oreo 33 Export 6R4 used in the 1986 French Rally Championship. This exact livery had a beer brand, which of course Mattel can use. So they had so they could only use the base of the car, as you can see. But the livery, the two rally fans, is indistinctively the 33 Export livery that won the 1986 French Rally Championship with with his usual co-driver back in 1986 up until 99 when he retired, Renato Bocelli, which I did actually review one of Audio Bocelli's cars in the channel. You should check it out as well. But this predates that car by at least a decade, oh no, not a decade, several years, I believe. So this is probably the oldest Oreo Bocelli card I have in the collection. Well, by technicality, I guess. But yeah, we'll get to the car first, and then we'll review the rally holder that comes with the Team Transport 2-pack. Right, so this is the highlight of the 2-pack, the aforementioned MG Metro 6R4, based with the 33 Export livery. Now, shape-wise, it is very, very accurate to the real thing. Like, massive props to Mattel for making a very accurate mold for the 6R4. It still has the exaggeration of how it was casting, but the accuracy is still there. Always from the very base of the car. You see the front wing and the rear wing are very accurate to the real thing. Then the design of the car, but there's one little a little engine, or I guess two little engines that carry this car is a V6. We'll take away a V6 made out of two MG Metro engines plugged together to make a V6. This car had a 4-year long development cycle, up until it actually managed to race in 1985 to anticipate the 1986 rally season. And Austin Metro considered a lot of different options, like an i6 that was too underpowered, a V8 with a turbo, I believe, that was messing around the weight distribution of the car. So they stuck around with the V6, which fun fact, was used by the Jaguar XJ220, but that one had turbochargers. So that's kind of funny seeing turbocharger kit that wasn't originally with the A6R4, because it's cheaper and faster to deal with the NA V6 than it is to deal with a turbo V6 in case of a mechanical failure. Which is why the 604 didn't succeed much in terms of stats in the World Rally Championship, but it is one of the most impressive cars of its time, because it is one of the last frontiers in terms of just having no turbocharger at all. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, enough rambling. Let's get to the car itself. As we get to the front of the car, you got this huge front wing, which moves the airflow all the way up to the rear wing, which reduces drag and adds aerodynamics to the car, which is kind of a genius tactic from a Group E regulation standpoint. The front wing, by the way, is made out of plastic, which is a separate piece, also separate from the base. You got clear headlights, grilled detailed grill, although not as detailed as like a premium 164 scale diecast. You still get detailed grill nonetheless. Got the MG logo. You get at the bottom. You got a splitter with at least 12 bolts. Two tiny vents on the bottom. As you get to the hood, you got two hood pins, a huge duct, a huge bend. You got the duct over here, the bulgy hood. I'm gonna keep the aerodynamic next to the car stable. Once you get to the side of the car, you got the side repeater, these bulky rims. Oops. You got the number 35. Also, I just forgot to mention the number is 35, which is kind of not too far off from the actual sponsor, which is 33 Export. You got Castro, Michelin, and Ebach. I don't think Michelin was a tire sup. Yeah, Michelin was a tire supplier for the Austin Metro Works World Championship Rally team in 1986. I don't think they used Castro though. I doubt they actually used Castro at that point. I believe they used Mobile One, or I think they used Castro. I don't remember. But ABA is not too far from what Austin Metro uses for their suspension. You got the key lock, you got door handle, you got the I believe that is a main. I don't know what this particular piece is, but I believe it holds the fender together. You got the vent up here. You got the you got the you got the trunk pin. Got a pretty basic interior, which is two separate pieces. You got the 33 Export livery, emblazoned in white, in red and yellow and in white. You got the rear wing. You got the two more separate pieces, the roll cage. You got the V6 engine exposed, although you can't. Yeah, you can see the engine. Just as not much as you would put on a premium diecast though. But as you get to the rear of the car, you got two painted tail lights, two blind spot lights. I think I'm gonna call them blind spot lights. I'm really forgetting the term for these guys. But you got the grill, you got the point holder, two tiny ducts just beside the double exhaust. Double exhaust set up. So you get the side here, and it's the same as the left. Although you can't see it, my 6R4 is slightly faded, but I wouldn't mind a slight fade. Also, it's like an egregious fade. I'll keep it in the collection. So you can see the roof, not much to say right there. Roof. Oh yeah, I just realized there's AVAC on the front wing. How did I miss that? Never know. As we get to the base, you got the name of the car, made in 2021. Which I didn't realize it was actually, this is like a 2022 Team Transport set, which I didn't realize it was actually from 22. My bad. So R41 should be the 41st week of 2022. Yeah, this should be 2020, a 2022 car. This will be released in 2023. Again, my bad. No destination for the factory. I'm placing on the Mattel Disney Cars diecast and Matchbox diecast, but not on Hot Wheels stuff, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that is the MG Metro XXR4 by itself. Let's get to the Rally Hauler on our highlight of the 2-pack. And here's the Rally Hauler that comes with the 33 Export inspired 6R4. And this particular variant of the route hauler is not too far off from the service van the Austin Metro factory team actually uses, which is a Ford Transit. You saw some of the surviving French Rally Championship videos. They do indeed use a Ford Transit, as Austin Metro themselves didn't have a van of their own make. So the Transit will do as a service van. In fun fact, majority of the modern teams in the WRC at that point either used a Ford Transit or a van of their own make. But in the case of the Austin Metro factory team, they use a very well-known and reliable Ford Transit. So let's get to the actual van first before we look at the trailer. As you can see, you got the very boxy looking Ford Transit inspired look to it. As you get to the front of the car, you got these headlights with the front of the car, I should say, which is very inspired by the Volkswagen T2 and a mix of, well, it's kind of more like a mix of the T2 and the early gen Transit, which is not too far from, which to be honest is not too far off from a T2, then it's closer to a Transit, but I wouldn't mind that. So you got two ducts right above the single headlight. You got the badge holder. You got the chrome grille, which is part of the chassis. And no, the bumper is part of the chassis. I don't think the grille isn't. Yeah, I think the grille is a separate piece. I can't remember. Below the headlights and above the bumper, you got two indicators, two repeaters above the windscreen. Speaking of the windscreen, you got two windscreen wipers, which are which go to both the passenger and the driver. As you get to the side of the car, it's got the 33X4 livery, which is pretty much exactly how their service van looked within period. So show pictures of, if I have them. So you got the yellow, red, and white, although mine's kind of more like a beige, turning beige colors. Colors of the 33X4 livery. You got Castro, Michelin, and Eibach, basing on most sides of the Ford Transit van, the service van. You also got the same bulky rims as the 604. You got the huge roof rack, which will go along with the tires and fuel. As you get to the back of the ride hauler, you got double headlights, which is not too far off from a Transit of that period. You got the silver door handles, the chrome bumper, which is again part of the chassis. You got the tow hook, which is a separate piece, which goes along with the trailer by itself. Again, the same as the WAF. Here's a quick look at the interior, which is like one piece. Not much to talk about in the interior. This is Mattel. And let's get to the base. Whoops. Here's the base for the route hauler. February 2020, made in Thailand. R42. So this will be made in the 42nd week of 2022, which is a week before the 6R4 by itself, which is insane. So that means this car was made a week before the 6R4. I thought they would do it together. Nope, they do this and the 6R4 a week apart, which is interesting. So yeah, that's the ride holder. Let's get the trailer up in here. So you got the basic design which is the same which would be more or less the same as the trailers rally teams use to carry their cars. So you got the fire extinguisher on the metal supports to the trailer. You still got same old bulky multi-spoke rims. That's all the cars used in this set. Yeah, all the necessary details for a trailer. You got the tail lights, which go well with the car. With the van. You got the stoppers, and if you look underneath it, the trailer. Also R42, so it's also made on the same week as the rally hauler. You see, yeah, rally trailer. It doesn't have a name. The hauler is rally trailer, but that should be all the cars. But that's not the play feature in this car. So, well, it's not that stable. You put the trailer right on the tow hook, then you can put the 6R4 here. Although, lo and be told, I do have a car that I can test out, which I'll put out here in a second. This will be the car that I reviewed first before the car for the 6R4, which I'll pull up on the channel real soon. The Pizzarini 3500 GT Core Survival. Oh my word, it does actually fit the trailer. It does barely though. Yeah, that should fit the trailer very nicely. Yeah, look at that. It looks so surreal. So seeing something else other than the 6R4 in the trailer, and also made to be the same size as a Hot Wheels diecast, so it should fit the trailer very easily. Well, let's get it out of the way and let's put the 6R4 back into its place. And yeah, that should be it for the Hot Wheels Team Transport 2-pack from 2023, the MG Metro 6R4 with the Hot Wheels Rally Hauler. Heard that? And that will be it from me. Joy Club time. Peace.